Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Okay guys, now let's take a look again on the gold market. So it was interesting fundamental report in the weekend that we have prepared. The technical part of the report suggests that retracement that have started in last week probably should be a bit deeper, just because market stands at strong weekly resistance near the weekly overbought. Also, it has hit the weekly daily overbought, and this supports an idea of the possible a bit deeper pullback on the daily chart. As you can see, indeed, as downward action is continuing after minor retracement and completion of the pattern that we have talked about in the weekend as well. So actually, the first stage of our trading plan has been completed very good. Now we're watching for a downward action. So since market stands at the strong weekly area, it is logical to suggest a bit deeper retracement. And here on the daily chart, we agreed to keep an eye on the 1260 area as a potential first level where retracement might be over. So that's the first level. Here you can see it was very good pivot placement for January. So you can see market almost has reached weekly pivot resistance. One pivot point coincides with the 1260. Pivot support one stands at confidence support on the daily. That's the next level. But this level is not very interesting for us on this week, just because it stands deeply below the oversold on the daily, and it's hardly will be reached. That's why we're mostly focused only on the 1260 by far. Another moment that we should keep an eye on the daily chart is, of course, the MACD predictor. So flirting with the MACD, appearing with the bullish grabber could suggest upward action is taken out of this top. So that's important. It might not be some real upward continuation, but here market could show some cunning action as gold likes to show. For example, it could just grab the stops above this area and then starts continue with the retracement, or some pattern maybe will be formed here. So this is possible. Anyway, we need to keep an eye on the possible grabbers that could appear today's session. So that's two moments on the daily. On the 4-hour time frame charts, here we have another important moment. Take a look at market has formed a bearish grabber right at the retracement that we have talked about. It means that these lows should be taken out, and that supports an idea of our deeper retracement that we have talked about in the weekend. If we would suggest that these lows will be taken out, we could take a look at the hourly chart. That's our guidance triple to sell that has been confirmed perfectly. That's what we have talked about here. Market actually has moved slightly above the 618 resistance of this drop, but it stands below this top, and Gardner's triple 2 completed perfectly and works right now very good. So taking into consideration the same extension that we have talked about in the weekend, so this ABCD action, as you can see we have two targets, OP 1273, XOP 1259. So take a look that XOP coincides with the daily fib support and monthly pivot point in daily oversold. That leads us to agreement at the 1260 area, and that's another reason to keep an eye on this level. So that's our primary object where retracement might be over and where we could get the good chance for taking the long position. So what we have got, what we will get else, well, that's the moment that's the subject to monitor, because as I said, for example, grabber here could bring some adjustment to the overall price behavior here. So market, for example, could complete the butterfly first, then starting retracement down. This is in case if bullish grabber will be formed here. But if market will proceed lower, taking out of these lows as it's suggested by the 4-hour time frame chart, that will be maybe straight downward action right to the XOP. So anyway, if you have taken the short position, you have no reasons for closing it, so you just move your stops to the break-even and see what will happen. For bull traders, just keep an eye on the gold market and watching where retracement will be over. Currently, we really hope that this will happen around 1260 area.